Welcome back. You're watching BNSN on ET Now, a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. Remember that we have a flagship event, Times Network event, that is India Economic Conclave, that is underway. So we will be dipping into exclusive conversations from policymakers as well as the top voices from India Inc. But for now, let's bring on board our guest for today. We have Kunal Bothra as well as Ashish Maheshwari who are joining us on the show. Very good morning to you, Kunal, as well as Ashish. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And since it's Friday, we will not steer away from the tradition of getting you the BNSN Pathshala. Kunal, I know you're not in the studios today, but nevertheless, that doesn't stop us from doing that, isn't it?
Absolutely, Cheryl. So without any doubt, I think the topic for today, which I've covered for Pathshala, is very basic as such, because this forms the crux of the start of a journey towards achieving expertise in the field of technical analysis. And what I've marked today for viewers is one very important new concept, that is a trendline support. So typically when we say that the stock, when it gets into an upward trend, when it makes a pattern of higher highs and higher lows, it's always a tendency for the stock to try and adhere towards a particular trend line. So I've taken two examples. The first example, for the stock is Ambuja Cement. Again, what I've looked at is a very recent chart for Ambuja Cement, and look at the way the stock has behaved post that sharp sell-off, which had happened for Ambuja Cements and the Adani Group of stocks. Now, if you look at the charts from January end 2023, the stock from 350 approximately has gone into a very consistent kind of an upward move. And in this manner of going into an upward trend, the stock has formed a higher highs and higher low pattern. It's adhered to a very strong support trend line. So, by the support trend line, what we actually indicate is that whenever the stock comes closer to the trend line support, the probability of the stock bouncing off from those levels is extremely high. And that's where the risk reward to buy or to go for a contra buy, even on phases of correction, is extremely high for stocks. Now, I've taken another example in something which is more classic in nature, and that's ITC. And specifically the stock from the last 4 or 5 months of lows, when it was almost at 340, 350 levels. Look at the way the stock has behaved. Whenever it comes closer to that trendline support, it ends a phase of correction and starts off the journey on the upside back again, breaking past above the previous highs. So for traders and viewers who are looking to buy stocks on dips, wait out for such kind of mean reversion in terms of trendline supports, and those becomes classical entry point specifically for traders who are looking at buying on dips and holding the stock from a medium to longer term kind of a time frame.
Okay, so that's something new that we learn in Buy Now, Sell Now Pathshala today. Thank you so much, Kunal, for that. And viewers, now you get to know how the stock takes a support at the trend line and how you need to trade on that particular setup. But with this, viewers, let's move on and kickstart taking all your stock-related queries onto the show. Viewers, you can connect with us live on a WhatsApp number that will be flashing on the top of your screen, or you can also write to us on our Twitter as well as Facebook pages. But let's take the first query that I have, and the first question is coming from Shri from Kochi, and Ashish, she's holding 90 shares of Finolex cables at a price of 832 rupees, though he's looking for a short-term target for this particular stock, maybe in the next 3 to 6 months. How the fundamentals looking like for you, to you?
See, after a very significant rally, which took a stock almost from 350 to 930 plus levels, the stock is slightly under consolidation mode. But only thing is, in this industry is having a lot of tailwinds, because there's very good demand which is coming up from infrastructure and real estate segment. At the same time, copper prices has also came down. But demand is quite robust, so they are able to have good pricing power. And we have seen in this quarterly numbers, all cable companies really performing well. So my view is that you can continue to remain invested here, and you will get another 5 to 10% upside in next 3 months here. So my advice is to remain invested.
This one is coming from Indu, and Indu has a question specifically for you, Ashish. She's saying that she's been waiting for you to come on show so that she can ask her query to you. She wants to know, in light of the PLI scheme for electronic manufacturing sector, are there any stocks that will benefit from this in the longer term, and should she look to invest?
Yeah, so you need to go with the leader, that is Dixion Technology, and, along with even Amber Enterprises is also picking up. Third stock here I like particularly is PG Electroplast. This is again a mid-cap stock consistently delivering good performance as far as stock is concerned. My view is that Dixion is a stock which is still 600 rupees away from 52-week high. So this will surely a label which Dixion will see in next 6 months' time. Along with PG Electroplast, I am expecting a price of 2,000 rupees maybe in under 6 months. So one large cap pick and one mid cap pick from my side in this segment.
Okay, that's the mid-cap picks coming in from Ashish. And moving on, Ashish, once again coming to you because this question is from Veni and she's a senior citizen from Hyderabad and purchased two counters. Firstly is Bajaj Consumers from a price of 203 and the other one is IRCTC at a levels of 810. She is at a loss right now. What will be the advice, wholesale or average?
Yeah, as far as Bajaj Consumer is concerned, actually, I'm not that gung-ho about the stock as such because the stock moves in very narrow range. Only thing is, as this FMCG sector is doing well, so even Bajaj is also gradually inching up to 52-week high. But I suggest if we want to remain in consumer goods segment, the best bet will be Dabur in my view. After a long period of consolidation now, Dabur is again picking up, and the way demand is picking up from rural India as well as export side, Dabur will continue to do well. So this is a stock you can buy instead of Bajaj Consumer. And instead of IRTC, IRTC is a laggard. If you see in railway stock, all stocks have moved so much, but IRCT has not moved because other stocks are having, a lot of growth story which IRCT is not able to deliver. So in my view, instead of IRCTC, you can look at Texmaco Rail. That is 59 rupees stock, and they are again manufacturer of railway wagons, etc. And recently done a lot of expansion. Very good quarterly numbers also came from Texmaco Rail. So I think you can invest here, and it will give you better return than IRCTC.
All right, I think we've given a long break to Kunal. Then, Kunal, let me ask you this query coming in from Poonam, and she's asking about Shiva or Agro. I'm not sure if you tracked this one. By any chance, you tracked Shiva Agro?
No, not really, Cheryl.
Okay.
Won't
And
be able to comment.
what about Kamdenu Paint?
Even that stock I don't track.
Okay, fine. Then let me take this one from Parvinder Singh, writing to us from Noida, APL Apollo, 40 shares at a price of 1100 rupees per share. He's been actually tracking this particular counter for a while. It went right up till 1250 is what he's noting. Then it actually saw a downtick. He wants to know if the fundamentals are okay for the long term. Ashish, I'll take it to you.
Yeah, such fundamentals are concerned, this is again a company which is doing very well. We have seen good performance from all the tube and pipe players as such. But in my view, instead of Apollo Tubes, the stock which appeals to me more is Welspun Corp. Again, into pipe segment from your pipe natural gas to large water carrying pipes and gas pipe they make. And the kind of results we have seen from Welspun Corp in this particular quarter, in my view, this is a stock which will give you 20% at least upside in next 3 to 6 months time frame. So APL Apollo, though good company, but Welspun Corp in this segment appeals me more.
Kunal, coming to you because this question is specifically from you from Satya Veni. He's a long-term investor and holding two counters. Firstly is PB Fintech from a price of 980 rupees, and the other stock he has is Godrej Properties at a price of close to 1450 rupees. At a loss right now, any advice to average out these counters at the current levels?
I think both stocks you can look to average Godrej Properties as well as Policy Bazaar, PB Fintech. I think both the charts are looking extremely attractive in terms of a setup. Now, it's the only question is the waiting time or the patience time for these stocks because there would be phases where the stock may not participate in a very strong market uptrend, as well as there could be another possibility that when the market actually gets into a correction or a pause, these stocks may tend to outperform. So the only question is that in which phase of the markets, these stocks can stand to outperform. But I'm bullish on the real estate pack as well as many of the new age stocks, PB FinTech as well as Godrej Properties. I would recommend that if you bought at much higher levels, then it's a good time that you should look to average.
That's the take coming in from Kunal. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. When we come back, we'll continue taking your queries as well as get you exclusive voices from IEC. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. Continuing with the query then. Kunal, this one is for you from Subramanian from Chennai. Asking about NMDC, 25 shares purchased at 180 rupees per share. Royal Orchid also purchased at 197 rupees per share. Wants to know whether he should continue to hold these counters or look to switch out of them. Also, is it the time to enter afresh also in these counters?
Well, I would suggest to hold on to the stocks, not to add or average or tweak your holdings over here, because both these stocks are at least the recent charts are still into a very developing phase of a start of a possible uptrend. The confirmations are still not there. For example, NMDC, the stock is just about hovering on the 100 to 110 odd mark in terms of a trading range. The previous swing breakout for NMDC is approximately at 115 mark. So the stock is maybe another 5-7% away from its previous swing breakout. So I believe that the confirmation has not yet come for both of these stocks, where you can probably look to add or average further, because the only point is that there would be a lot of waiting time before these stocks would get into a swing breakout mode. So hold your existing quantity, no need to add or average at current level.
Then Kunal, this one is from Chandrasekhar, writing to us from Hyderabad on Pyramid Enterprises. Wants to know whether he should buy or avoid.
Well, it's been a very tricky stock, frankly, Cheryl, because the stock comes very close to its 200-day moving average, and then it slips from there. We've seen the correction happening for Pyramid Enterprise multiple times. Even the recent charts, for example, at current levels of 788, 89, the stock is just about some 30 points, 40 points away from its 200-day moving average. So you can look out for a target of 830, 840 on Pyramid Enterprise, but the bigger trend could only resume once the stock gives a confirmation of a breakout of its 200-day moving average. The recent history has not been very positive for Pyramid Enterprise, and that's why it's a bit tricky. You can buy, but then keep a stop loss maybe closer to 755 if you're looking to buy at current levels.
This one is coming from RK on Ashish. He would like to increase his portfolio by 10% by adding some sum of around 3 lakh rupees is what he's saying. He wants to know whether he should go for a small cap good stock or add instead in the realty and auto anch space, or look at Mahindra and TVS for a period of 1 year. But nevertheless, given the fact that he's trying to make a good portfolio of stocks, which side should it tilt?
See, I think you can have some mix and match of stocks from various sectors. So suppose you are going to make a portfolio of 3 lakh, I say 5 stocks you can divide your portfolio into. So first stock which I like from the pharma sector is Mankind Pharma. You can enter at this level, this stock which has potential to even touch 1800 mark and short term, and again emerging as one of the blue chip stock in this space. From defense, you can add Zen Technologies, a consistent performer stock, and I'm expecting equal amount of order book, which was in full year coming in next few months. So this is the reason this stock is continuously buzzing. Third stock in auto, you can keep Tata Motors here. Again, a very good set of numbers and sales numbers are coming. So this will be a large cap stock. Add this stock on any decline. Another stock which I like in steel and or metal space is again Bharat Wire Ropes. This is again 185 rupees a stock. This time their profit went up by almost 500% from 13 crore to 65 odd crores. And this is going to give good re-rating in this small cap and mid cap space. So these 4-5 stocks, I think you can add in your portfolio and just hold it for 6 months to 1 year. Even I'm expecting 20% upside kind of blended return in this portfolio.
All right, and I hope this message goes out to all the viewers who are tuning in. This sort of an advice is not just for RK, but all of them. I hope all of you all will benefit from that. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. We'll come back taking your queries once again.